So I'm going to give you a few hints on the first one of your practice AP questions from the AP Classroom online at AP Central. And this is on the class delimiters. And for delimiters, should maybe show you here what they mean is. They just mean with delimiters things like parentheses in a mathematical expression, or the less than and greater than in HTML. It's anything, or the dollar signs in a LaTeX question or a LaTeX expression. Delimiters tell you this, and this tell you this to do something with the things in between. And it's important that delimiters match up. So in this class delimiter, you create a new delimiter, and it's got two instance variables, open delimiter and closed delimiter. The open del and closed del. For mathematics, it would be open parentheses and closed parentheses, right? For HTML, it's a less than and then a greater than. So the first problem is asking you to look through a string of tokens and find all the delimiters, because for every less than there should be a greater than if you're using HTML. For every open parentheses there should be a closed parentheses if you're doing math. For every opening dollar sign there should be a closed dollar sign if you're using LaTeX. So they need to match up. So the first one you're going to do is just look through to get all the delimiters, right? So it's returning an array list of all the delimiters. So let's say you're doing math, it would be all the parentheses, open and closed. If you're doing HTML, it'll be all the less than and greater than signs. So you need a loop that looks through the array tokens, and then for each element in that array, check to see, is it one of the delimiters? Remember that you can't use equals equals because they're strings. And equals equals is comparing bits, and these are objects. So we have to use dot equals or a compare to. So you're going to have a loop for the array that runs through each element of the array. So you're going to get tokens 0, tokens 1, tokens 2, tokens 3, tokens 4, and check each one. And just anytime that you find a delimiter, it goes in to the new array list that you've created, and then you return that array list. What they're asking you to do in part B is to see, is it balanced? So you're going to go count the total number of opening delimiters and the total number of closed delimiters. While you're counting, if you ever get to more closed delimiters than open delimiters, you can just stop and return false because it's not balanced, because you have a close before the corresponding open, so that it can't be balanced. If you go all the way through it, then you check and see, is the number of open delimiters, the count of the open delimiters, equal to the count of the closed delimiters? And if it is, then you return true because it is balanced. And if they're not equal, then you return false. So that's your hint to start this, and there'll be solutions on it later in the week, and I may have another video walking you through those solutions.